Well, hey guys, and welcome to another episode of our Birnie Family YouTube and Facebook, eh? Superb, look at little Bailey. And we're back on the quad bike, aren't we?
Still no Elliot.
Still no Elliot, eh? She was back and now she's gone again, but she will come back. She will. Yeah, so we're busy doing Dave and Emily's quad. We're going to be doing the little quad a bit later too, aren't you, Emily? You'll be doing that one.
Did you call me Emma?
Emila, or something like that. Emila. Yeah, so we're doing the quad bike. So we're really cracking on now, aren't we? We're really getting there. We thought we'd just do a quick one through here because Spike was in hibernation and now he's back out again. I don't know what happened, just a couple of days, wasn't it? He seemed to just stay in there with it. That's it, he's hibernating. Now he's back larger than life. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, we're doing this quad video as a winter project and it's in between the Birnie Family Fun channel, which is you guys, eh? And you've got your Birnie Family Fun Shorty Shorts and your Birnie Family Fun Gaming. We're also doing the Birnie Family channel. And part of this is just to learn the very basics, I mean the very, very basics of bike engines, eh? So I see the TV's on just now, look. Look, TV's on, TV's on. The bare basics of the engine, eh? Gearbox and petrol and all that sort of stuff, you know. Just the bare basics. But this quad should look pretty awesome when we're down there. So yeah guys, hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit notifications. That'll be awesome. Show us a bit of support. But yeah, this quad bike is going to look amazing. You wait and see when we're done. Eh? So here we are down at the bike garage, you guys, and as you can see we've got the Bandit outside at the moment. And obviously guys, it's very cold in Scotland just now. I don't really want to be taking this bike out on the roads just yet, because normally there's a lot of salt on the roads and grit and all sorts. So we're just leaving that. I'm just going to keep using the Fireblade for motorbike vlogs for the minute. But that has turned out absolutely beautifully, guys. I'm so happy with that. I really am. Absolutely awesome. And of course now we're moving on to the quad bike. Now obviously all the plastics are off at the moment. I'll show you them in just a minute. But in here guys, it's just too cold for spray painting. I mean, it is really cold. When you can see your breath, it's too cold, far too cold for spray painting. But what we're going to do guys is recondition all of this. We're going to clean up all the bits and pieces. But what we want to do in these videos is actually just show you the bare basics of how an engine works and fuel and the brakes and drive and all sorts of different little things. We won't go into it in huge detail, but that'll give you a little bit of an understanding. That should be really cool. But obviously guys, the paint job is the big thing. You know, this bike is normally red, pretty much like that. So it's already for kind of a YouTube look, you know. But we've got a plan in mind if you saw the previous video. So hopefully we can head up and get the primer done today and get some more done. And here are the plastics that David took off in the previous video, guys. They're just through there just now. We'll go and see them in a while as well. But yeah, I've done a lot of the prep work already. I've rubbed all this down, I've rubbed that down. Now I'm starting to put all these on. The rubbing down and the preparation takes quite a bit of time, but the more time you take on it, the better the paint job's going to be. So it does take time, you know. But I just want to show you just kind of roughly what we're going to be doing. A lot of the time as we move along, you always see things that, you know, you think, oh, that would look better, and you sort of change the plan. So this is just our initial plan as we're sort of walking forward. So guys, pretty much this is the way things go. Obviously this would be up and they both be connected together. This is basically what the quad bike looks like. And what we're trying to do is do a YouTube themed one. I'll show you the paintwork in just a minute. We're going to do a YouTube themed one with YouTube stickers on it and stuff like that, you know. And what we're going to do is I'm basically going to have this bit black, okay, just a real nice black as in up the top. I'll show you that a little bit later. We're going to have carbon fibre look sticker going over the top of here. This is going to be a white stripe and this is going to be red, obviously with the big YouTube stickers on it. But of course this piece of bit we're going to do carbon obviously carries on into here, onto one great big line. So hopefully what we'll see in the end is red, white, and then we've got the black carbon fibre. This part will be red, and obviously it'll meet that there, it'll be like red and then up into white. We've got a lot of this carbon fibre look sticky stuff, which obviously we're doing here, but we also need to get parts of it to put protectors. That tends to be where your knees will be, so we'll have a nice plastic protector there, maybe one there, and obviously one here when we're down on the foot pegs. Yeah, so the paintwork what have we got here? We have got Hyundai Electric Red, which should look really, really nice. Just a slight difference from what's already there. But that's not painted plastic, that is actual red plastic. So we're painting on top of that. Then we've got our black, which is the same black that's on the Bandit. So that's going to obviously go up on here. And when we put our YouTube sticker on there, it's going to really stand out, you know, the white. And here's the white. And again, that's off the Bandit. And that's what I do for these parts here. But firstly, guys, we've got to primer it. And what you need for this is plastic primer. Obviously, we've got to rub it all down, which I'll show you in a minute. But we need to cover this whole thing. The only thing we're not really going to cover, this on the outside, is actually the insides. You know, this is all lovely red plastic, you know, and once it's cleaned up, it'll look perfect, you know. The thing is, the battery goes in there and you're putting stuff in and things are rattling around. The paintwork would just be destroyed unless, you know, you really had access to something a lot better, you know, but this is what we've got. But hopefully you'll see, just by the lines, the way that it's going to be. Again, the YouTube stickers will really set it off. But with this, I just don't want any paint in here before we start painting. So for that, we'll put the seat back on, and that should give us just that bit of protection to stop any of the paint getting through. But yeah, so come on, let's get going. Need to get going. Now you probably won't be able to see this sort of how fine it is in the camera, but this is very, very fine, called wet and dry sandpaper. Now basically, you know, if it says P1500 or P3000, it's very, very light. You know, it's not very coarse at all, nice and smooth. But that just brings everything right up. You know, really, really nice. P800 is obviously, you'll maybe see a bit of silver sparkling. The P800 is a lot more coarse. That's what we're using for this. And then you've got stuff like the P120, that is really coarse, very, very coarse. We don't want that because that'll scratch, and that's not what we're needing. So anything sort of between P800 and P600 just to get this out parts done, which you'll see I've already done on this one. Yeah, so all you really need is a little bit of water, and we'll get the P800 like that, round we come. Now the great thing about this stuff is, guys, that it takes away all the dirt as well. And that's what we're wanting. Just see if we can get as much of this off as we can. So obviously, guys, when you spray on top of bits that are maybe a little bit dirty, when you come to put on the paint's not being able to grab onto anything. We're needing the paint to grab onto this plastic. That's what we need. Now, there we are. That's a bit better, eh? I've just given it a wipe as well, just to get any sort of residue off. Just want to touch up some of that. I did this most of sort of last night. And obviously it takes quite a while to do this to get it just right, you know what I mean? But I did this last night, and I just need to make sure that all the borders are okay before we start applying the paint. Just in case with the heat something's lifted or whatever, you know, really need to make sure that's all okay before we start spray painting. Yeah, so not sure if it's the right decision or not to sort of leave this all sort of red underneath, you know, but we'll see when we're finished, you know, we can always go back and repaint it. But basically the plastics are a lovely sort of deep red colour underneath, but not on top, you see. And I'd like to keep it that way, because stones, mud and everything will just hit up underneath here. And this paint probably just isn't going to be up to task, you know, to do that. But it'll also keep the bike very neat, I think, you know, we can power wash underneath and just hand wash the top. You know, and that should look really good. But for now, let's get started. Look, plastic primer, I've given it a good shake. And now you're putting on, I mean, like the bare basics of a coat. You're not even want to cover the whole thing. You just want to get it sort of lightly covered all the way, like this. This is just first coat, remember. That's all it is. First coat of primer, actually. There we go. And we'll go this way because I'm going to keep watching where I actually spray, so I don't spray inside or anything like that, you know. Don't want that. So here he is, we're just ventilating the room, that's it. But aye, that's the first coat on now. And as you can see, it kind of looks pink. It's just the lightest of coats all the way over. Getting all the little bits and pieces done, doesn't it, son? Eh? We'll get it. Right, so second coat on now, guys. Take about 15-20 minutes to dry. And it's almost covered the red. You can still sort of see it through. But guys, what we're basically going to move on to now, once this is all done and dried off, it's just painting on the white by itself. This is the last thing we'll do, is just paint the white on by itself. I want the white paint to harden you know, and really cure overnight, because what we'll need to do with the white is put tape over it to paint the red and do all the other bits, you see. So the white is basically the very, very start one, isn't it, the sun? Yeah, so we're pretty much down to about a sixth of that tin left. And what I'm going to use this for is just to finish off some of the bits that are maybe looking a bit pinker than others. But that's basically both of them done, which is really awesome. Yeah, so we'll just get these edges. It's nice to have a bit of a build up on the edges, you know. And of course, not forgetting the little bits. That actually goes in the middle of the handlebars, and you've got your little light for neutral and high beam, I think. The lights, isn't it? This poor thing's been cracked a bit, so I'm not going to... I actually don't really like the bikes and everything to be too perfect. Just because they'll be well used, they will get scratched. You know, that's just the way of it. Right, so guys, in here at the front of the quad is the air box, which takes the air to the engine to make the combustion, obviously. And this is its cover. Now this is going to be black. That's going to be black in here. That's going to be the black carbon fibre look, which I'll just show you actually. I've sprayed this one to death, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to have to redo this one anyway. But that's the carbon fibre look we're going to have going up and over there, hopefully. But like I said, we'll just keep going as we're going along, keep the plan in mind. Might change, but we're almost there. Yep, that's where that bit goes.
Right there.
Right, so this is basically a centrepiece, guys. It goes like that. You'll see it, just see the big gap, and it goes there. Now, I tried covering it with the carbon fibre look, but it didn't work very well down these at all. So I think what we're going to do is paint these actually black first, and then we'll just put the carbon fibre on this sort of flat section here and cut round it. I think that would just do it really well. Armed with this stuff, all the places where you might get some rubbing, you know, like from the seat or anything, we're going to put these on there as well. We're going to try and armour this thing up as much as we can to sort of protect the paint job. It's never going to protect it fully, but at least, you know, some of the high traffic areas, you know, like this bit here, for example, you know, will be well touched up. Obviously, these are for your feet, up on this piece here, so obviously the heel will be hitting that. We'll need to put on maybe a piece on there as well, both sides, just to protect the bike from that, the back of our bike boots and stuff. So there we go. Now that's pretty much all the primering done that I really want to do just now, which is absolutely fine. So like I said, guys, these bits are going to go white. I'm not going to tape them up. What we're just going to do is paint the white on, and we're going to leave it. Once the white's on, it's baked dry and whatever else, we'll cover it with tape like that. And that means we can do the red up here and the red round the sides as well. And pretty much the same again with this. White, this is going to be the white stripe coming up and over. This will be the carbon kind of look which we'll put on there. So again, we're just going to paint these white and leave it. That's it. Right, so guys, again, 25 centimetres, maybe a foot from the 30 centimetres from the surface. And up we go. It's not going to be easy to see this though. But again, just a light coat to begin with. Yes, you're not going to see much of a difference at the moment. Hopefully you'll just see that white now coming up. That white now just sort of coming down when it's glistening. That's the first coat on. Now I will put on about 3 coats on each side, and then we really will have to leave it. That needs to just really dry out. It needs to just cure and be really good. Then we can start taping up over it to cover it over. And that means then we can do the red and we can do the black. So not hugely complicated, but it's got to be done in the right order. We've still got to do it, you know, in such a way that's it's sufficient for our time as well, you know. That should be looking a lot better, you guys. Look at that, eh? Yeah, you probably better see it there, look. So hopefully now, as you can imagine, it's going to be white going up, then the carbon fibre look is going to go up in there, and then red up over the top. And I might have to leave these bits here white, because the carbon fibre stickers won't go over the top of that. We'll have to do down the sides of it. Yeah, so now what you want to do is inspect it really closely just to see that you've definitely got that cover. It's difficult with white. Now that's primer. That's the Vyncke white that we've just put on. I can see the difference probably better because I'm in the room. but it might be quite difficult to see on camera. But just want to check, just making sure that all the way up's done, right the way down the other side, obviously on both sides. Up it goes and over. A really, really close inspection, and just make sure. I might just put on one more little coat. I think we'll just put on one more. Yeah. See, and then we'll have to tape over it. Tape over that red, black. That's what we'll have to do. So little Missy's feeling a bit better.
A bit better.
Your throat's still sore?
Yeah.
You're hanging on me tomorrow then?
Possibly.
Probably, yeah. So Emily is what we call the style counsel. Emily has got this really great eye, you see, and haven't you, Emily? You've got great eyes for this sort of thing. But I was just saying to the guys, this is pretty much it. We've done the white stripe. You can just see it, can't you?
Yeah, I can just see it.
And then what we do is we tape over that, then we put the red on, and the red on either side. So you've got the white stripe. Yeah.
I can picture that in my head, and I think that'll look really cool.
I think it's going to look really cool. The ultimate YouTube quad for BFF. It's going to be awesome. Actually, see that cooler? White, red, black. Awesome. That's the colours we're going with. And of course we need to get some, I've got YouTube stickers. I'll have to order some more. We're going to put like a big YouTube sticker on there.
Oh, we still have to decorate the mini quad.
And Emily has got the mini quad to do, so that's another project.
Minecraft stickers.
That's right. So she's
Minecraft animated stickers.
She's doing things a little differently, so we'll just see what happens, eh?
Yeah.
I'll go across the garage and get it actually tomorrow. But I think you'll be staying with me tomorrow, is that right?
Yeah, I'm
Till your
probably
throat's
staying.
better, yeah. Till your, but we've done the the little test, something the COVID test. It's negative.
Proper one.
No, it's not the proper one, but we'll just keep you back anyway. Yeah.
It was like the home ones that you get.
So we're looking good, people. We are looking good. Right, guys. So what I've just done with this one now is just use the very fine wet and dry. I think it's 2500 grit, just to take the all the little bits and pieces off. I'll just show you with this one here. I've done that one. But basically, guys, when you put your hand across it, you can feel it's just a tiny little bit rough. There's little bits and pieces here and there that it just doesn't feel quite right, you know. The paint's not so bad, but the primer certainly is. You know, you need to give it a quick rub. And what I like to do, guys, you know, when I'm doing this, is actually to use like a wet wipe. And I can just feel that just there to see how smooth it is. And what happens is if you've missed a bit, I can just feel it's still a bit rough. You can feel it when you're using this wet wipe, you see. So obviously this all cleans it back off again, but it also highlights the spots that we need to do. So what we do, guys, the lightest of light is wet and dry. Nice and gentle. Time for tape up. Now what we're going to do with this, guys, is I'm going to tape up firstly with the really thin stuff, because obviously we can make it bend around all the bits and pieces, and then we'll go on with this. So I'm going to do that first. I'll just show you just before we get going. Here, so that's number one on, and as you can see, we're using the smaller one. It's just bent round this corner really nice. It kind of goes that way. So again, we'll do the same kind of over here. Now I want to just make sure we leave a little bit of white, just like that, so that when we put the sticker on, there's definitely a nice little bit of white just there. So I'm going to cover this bit first, this flat bit, and then up onto the side, and then here we go, guys. So all taped up. That's the white bit, obviously. Again, we'll just leave that little lip there, just in case we go a wee bit off with the... But I'll tell you what we're going to do. What I'm actually going to do first off, guys, I think, is paint the black. It's got all this black parts done, and then I can do the reds together. And obviously we're needing this too, which goes up on there. Sorry, guys. Up on there, and the front part as well. So I need to get all that done too. I think if we get the blacks done first, then I can just cover over the black, cover over the white, and then that's it. We've just got the reds to do. Right, so if we're going to do the black, then I need to get this all rubbed. Again, guys, a light rub. Not much at all. Just enough. You can just feel all those rough parts coming away and being nice and smooth, which is awesome. I'm trying to get into these fins a bit as well. Yeah, so again, it's 3,000, I think this grit is actually. Right, so that's it all rubbed back. I see, I can just, that bit there just isn't quite right yet. You know, and that's lovely, see? Now I can feel it, how smooth it is. I'll find some more rough bits, I'm sure. Now to this part for the middle. Now I've ordered the carbon fibre look sticker, but we're just going to have it up on here. So basically all we need to do is have this front bits painted, and that'll be absolutely fine. But again, even just with this, guys, I'm just going to give it a nice rub. Make sure it's really nice and smooth. This really doesn't take much effort. It does on the bigger panels. But as always, you know, the more you prepare, the better the paint job's going to be. You know, it just saves so many hassles, you know. Yeah, it's still feeling a bit rough. So we'll just rub it down a wee bit more again. Okay guys, the first coat of black is now on there. That's going to look really good. I think that'll look really, really good. So obviously guys, just like before, just going to build up the coats of black, build it up, build it up, build it up, and then we'll leave it. Yeah, it's back down to the back end of the bike now. And obviously it's just been a little bit warm in here, so some of the tape's lifting. I'll make sure it's all down. But here we are now. I can just, while that coat's drying, we'll start doing the masking up with this. And I'm also sort of thinking about having these strips black, you know, where we're going to put the carbon fibre look. I think if we do that, that will be really, really nice. Yeah, and what I'm trying to get to is the stage just where we're painting red. That's it, you know, the whole lot. I think we've got 2 tins for that, so we should be okay. But hopefully you'll see what I mean by being able to turn the corners, guys. Look, this will actually bend into a line like this, you see. So you just work your way along. And what you've always got to watch for is the bubbles, the air bubbles. Because when you come to take this off, you'll find that a couple of bits are smudged, and you've got to be quite careful. Yeah, so that is it painted, and I've really hurt my shoulder. I don't know what I've done. Never mind. That's it sort of painted up now, but the light wasn't actually very good where I was doing it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, I'm sure you will. You can just see through, there's just a little bit, you can see a bit of the white in there. I think this needs like another couple of coats, I really do. And yeah, I think just for the continuation, you'll see that this sort of gully there, as it were. Sorry, my arm's really hurting. I've just painted that black. I think we'll do the same over there. You can see the white there's all covered up by the blue tape. I think we'll do the same over there. And that should run in line then, you see. And that means when we do put on this carbon fibre sticker look, it'll look a lot better, I think. Right guys, I must apologise. I've pulled, there's a little ligament just up in here and I've pulled it. My arm's moving about okay, it's just certain ways and it's really, really hurting now. And painkillers aren't doing much of it, you know. But that's probably enough for this episode. And again, we're sharing this on our Birnie Family YouTube channel, as well as David and Emily's Birnie Family Fun. And you know, the project's going to be all about just seeing the inner workings of an engine, you know, the bits and pieces that go with it. But obviously the spray job, which we're doing just now, is really, really big. But next week, on the same time, we'll share the next video, and that's when we're applying the red and taking all the, taking all the masking tape off, and wait until you see it. You know, it's the bit that frightens me a little bit because you know your taping up has to stay on until the end. When you start taking it all off, you see if all the lines are okay. If not, we'll just have to touch up, you know. But you know, West Coast customers have to touch up their paint jobs, so you know, so will we. But for now, guys, listen, thanks so much for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting notifications to support our channel. That would be awesome. And as always, guys, we've got loads and loads of videos to come. So for now, God bless and thank you.